All right, all right. It is, what is it, Tuesday night? It's Tuesday night. We got schedule release tomorrow night. But we got some winners tonight. I tell you what, or a winner. You guys did a hell of a job spreading the news around for the Kirby Joseph football, so we're going to be doing that raffle tonight. I want to say there was $390 raised, so congratulations to all of you guys and gals, football fans, Lions fanatics. Did an excellent job. Really appreciate all of your help and in helping us push forward. Great news today. So I started working on the first annual Rockhound golf outing, and I have secured a at least one golf course. Working on some of the semantics of the deal, right? Trying to get through what we're gonna do, what we're gonna sponsor. Sounds like the potential we're gonna have a brand new vehicle on one of the holes for a hole-in-one challenge, and quite possibly someone could get a hole-in-one and win a brand new car. So we're not screwing around. We're going to be doing the big things here with Rockhound Cancer Foundation. It's probably going to be this fall, as I know right now, and I'm trying to do it before week one. Probably do it between the preseason, somewhere around in there, to try to get that kicked off. So big things coming for Rockhound Cancer Foundation. Of course, big things coming for Rockhound Detroit Lions and the Rise and Grind Morning Show, as you know, with the addition of Corey Besh, man. The content's only going to get better, right? And I think that it's only going to get better the more and more I start getting some videos out. There's a video dropping here at 7:45, I think, 8 o'clock, sometime around there, about Kirby Joseph. So that video coming out, and we're going to get rocking and rolling tonight. I want to talk about JMO, right? This is impressive. Not only him impressing Scottie Montgomery, but there's been a lot of conversation about JMO over the last few seasons, and the big M word, not Maureen, not Maureen. Someday I'll be able to say, probably never. But maturity, right? Maturity. And JMO's kind of struggled with it. Not everybody believes, that he has, and a lot of us have kind of witnessed it, from afar. That maybe quite possibly some of his issues is he's still a kid at heart, right? And we know that we do some stupid stuff when we're younger and we're kids, but hey, he's $1 million man now, and he's super important to this football team. So he needs to be buttoned up and ready to rock and roll, and it sounds like he is. And I'm just going to put this out there. Brad did not give him an extension, right? Gave him the, fifth year option, which is a lot of money. I mean, it's life-changing money. As long as you take care of it, that'll take care of him and his family probably for a couple of generations. But he didn't get an extension, so now the question becomes, is he ready to really go all out? Is he really ready to dive in and show that he can do it? And be the number 2 to Amon-Ra St. Brown and work into becoming a number 1 of his own right. It'd be great to have 2 number 1s on this team. But I think it goes deeper than just what you do on the field. I mean, am I safe in saying that? I think it goes beyond the field. I think it goes into the locker room. I think it goes into everything you do outside of football, beyond the white lines. It's everything that you're going to do to help the community. But most importantly, when you're in these game situations, that head has to be mature enough to where you don't get, 15-yard penalties, personal fouls, and things like that can ruin an opportunity for a team. And that's probably the only thing that I worry about, honestly. That's the only thing that I've really worried about with JMO. It's not his skill. It's not anything to do with his skill. It's everything from the shoulder up. And I think that Brad probably knew this going into it, that there was going to be a little bit of a wake-up call period, for JMO. And he's there now, right? He's there. And this is the non-excuse year. It's time for him to do it. No issues this year, right? Can we go a year suspension-free? I think we can. I think he'll do it. And I think he's going to have a great season. I'm calling it the second breakout season, because what he did in, last year, breaking 1,000, that's great. There's quite a few receivers over their career, the good ones, they better hit 1,000, right? They better. Next is maybe getting 100 balls. Catches for him, though, like he said last year, doesn't matter to him because he knows what he can do after the catch and how dynamic and electric he is when that football, enters his hands. Jamo is one of the most dynamic receivers, and I'm also going to put this out there. How do we feel about Tesla, getting into the mix? And now is Jamo feeling a little bit of pressure, right? Does he have a little bit of pressure because Brad just went out and got a 3rd-round draft pick that has all the makings, right? So far, he has the, all the agility and the measurables and the likability, the coachability, splashed a little bit in OTAs. Isaac Tesla, is he going to push Jamo? Now, I'm not saying is he pushing Jamo with the same style of footwork or the same speed, or I'm not saying any of that. But sometimes you just need to be a really good role player, and you're going to catch a lot of footballs, and you're going to score a lot of touchdowns, and you're going to help your team win. That's sometimes more important than knowing that you got a guy that you could hand the ball off to or pass the ball to, in a short pass that could take it the distance. If you know a guy is consistent on and off the field versus a guy that is flashy, there's a big difference. And I think Jamo's been really flashy, and I think last year he started to finally put some consistency in there. But now we just need all consistency, and we need him to show up and continue doing what he's been doing, which is improving year after year after year. So I'm excited about I'm really excited to see where he goes this year. I'm really excited to see what happens for this team this year. I think that the schedule is difficult. The more and more I look at it every day, I'm getting less and less nervous. I'm more so, I guess, a little bit nervous as to how these games are going to line up, where they're going to line up. And that was funny about the Kirby Joseph video that you're going to see drop in here in a little while, about an hour. Hilarious what Kirby said and what he did. Absolutely hilarious. So there's that. I want to get into Scottie Montgomery's press conference. I don't know if any of you have watched it. If you haven't, well, you're going to get a second go at it. It's about 11 minutes long. Let's get through this. We'll break it down. We'll talk about it. And then when we get back from that, we're going to do the wheel spin for the Kirby Joseph signed football. And then we're going to continue on our conversation. So let me roll out here. All right, Scotty, let's do it.
Good to see most of you guys again.
Good to see you too, Scotty.
I always like to say that kind of to start. It was good to see everybody, and also really, really excited. Transitioning this year to me from running back position to the receiver position, which is a lot of people don't know. I've probably spent more time coaching this position and the quarterback position than I had the running back position. So it's still a challenge. It's not like riding a bike, which is the reason why it's really good. I've had the chance to spend a lot of time with a lot of great coaches, but also be around great coaches and to continue to develop because the game is continually moving. So this is a challenge for me, no doubt. But it is where I'm probably most at home at and feel most comfortable at. Just looking forward to being around our guys and just coaching them and trying to detail what we do even more than we've had in the past. So we'll continue to try to grow that. And then it also makes it pretty daggone sweet when you come into a room with a lot of good players. So happy about that. And then transitioning from the running back room, I know a lot of you guys probably know it's hard for me because of the relationship I've been able to build with both David, who is just one of the more impressive players and people that I've been around. Looking forward to see his growth. And then, Jameer and Craig, just talking about Jameer's development and what he's been able to grow to in such a short time in this league. And Craig and Baki. So really, really going to miss those guys, but get a chance to see them every time. Just don't get the chance to be around them quite as much as I have in the past.
Scottie, just at rookie camp last week, it's short, really small window.
All right, so I'm going to pause it here for just a quick moment. Number one, I probably should have known this, and I probably did know this at one point when we started talking about Scottie joining the team as a coach a couple of seasons ago. But the fact that he's saying that he's coached the wide receiver room, where he has more experience with the wide receiver room than he did running backs. I mean, I probably knew that a couple of seasons ago. Not recollective right now. That's impressive to me, because what he was able to do with that running back room was extremely impressive. So now I can't wait to see what happens with this wide receiver room. The fact that he has a lot more experience doing that than he does running backs. And into his point too, he's talking about the relationships. I mean, it's like when a teacher moves on, right? It's not hard, or it's not easy. It's extremely hard to walk away from, the kids or whatever that you formed a relationship with. Well, in this case, it's extremely good football players in a very dynamic room. Some of the best running backs in the league. I mean, the best duo in the league, in my opinion, that's not a quarterback running back duo, but a running back duo. There's none better than David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. So it's going to be interesting to him, walking into the room every day and having to go into a different room, right? And a different meeting room and not spending the time with the guys. But now he's up close and personal with the wide receivers. And I think it's a good mix of, giving our receivers a different look, right? Learning some things that they didn't learn the last couple of seasons. Now you're learning some new things where he sees different things than what other coaches have. So that's a big key for me. We'll keep moving here.
Shorts and helmets, but from Isaac, what did you see as far as what you liked on the field and even off the field, and maybe things you'd like to see him improve on?
Number one thing was poise. We threw a lot at him mentally. I challenged him, put him at multiple positions to see if he could handle that. Brought him along as fast as we could. He didn't blink an eye. He's physically, when you see him out there with the guys, now he has to prove it and continue to make those jumps as the competition level rises. It's not going to be rookie minicamp forever. It's already transitioning on him. But what you saw is a guy that definitely belonged, and his physical talent and ability showed that not only did he belong, but he's exactly what we thought he was at this point in time. Just got to grow and develop as a player now, and the smaller details of what we do. But a great example, though, if you will, of a guy working his way into what he is, not just one of those guys that hits a height, weight, and speed, and everybody thinks that it's this thing. This is a guy that has worked to get to where he is. Really happy to have him where he is right now.
What can you take from your time coaching the running backs, going back to receiver? Like, how have you changed as a coach, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's a level of respect. Sometimes when you're out there on the island, you don't understand what goes on in the backfield and some of the dynamics, not only in protection, but the adjustments and protections is just give you a chance to get the ball out. And also the connection of not just getting the ball out, but the timing that is connected to thinking about if we get a 5 down front and Jahmyr is on a 255-pound backer, how you got to be detailed. And if we say 3-step, it's got to be 3-step game, 5-step game, 7-step game. So the connection to both of those, and then making them understand that the running backs are going to depend on them as much as anybody to hit the home run. When you saw Jahmyr and you saw David with those monster runs, if you also looked in the background, you saw J-Mo leading it, you saw Saint knocking somebody out, you saw something going on from those receiver positions. So the connection between those guys now, because I've been in both rooms, will even become even closer.
From early meetings, what can you share about what the Lions are getting into Sharp Choice?
Oh, man, I tell you what, you're getting an unbelievable ball coach, one that has a tremendous amount of knowledge, but is also very, very eager to learn, who connects with the players as well as anybody that I've seen. Great understanding of our scheme already. He did a good job before he came here. Of course, I knew him before. And had several conversations with him on football and just the recruiting process and the different people that he's had and been able to coach. So what they're getting is a guy that's very, very eager to make us a better program overall.
Was that your idea? Was that Dan's idea? I mean, obviously, Antoine left. Can you just, how did that come about?
Yeah, so it was something that had been talked about between the two of us very quickly. It wasn't something that we had waited on. So we talked about it, kind of pondered it, both of us. There's a lot of things kind of going on at the time. So there was an eagerness for me to get back to the passing game. But there was also this eagerness in me that I was fighting, that I wanted to be with Ja and David the rest of my time, the time that I was here. So it was just one of those situations. I thought that it was time. I thought that room was developed. That room had kind of grown, and there was opportunities for other people. And then, I also wanted to get back to honing the skills of the passing game and how that works. Even though I was already thrown into it, it's just a little bit different when you're in a wide out room, closer connection, whether it be quarterback, receiver. We're just in the passing game a lot more now. Yeah.
Question about Isaac.
Okay, pause there. Did you guys catch what he just said? How he said, I wanted to remain in that room for the rest of my time here, and then he kind of caught himself. Like he's thinking about on his way out already. Like he's looking. I'm surprised that he was, that he made it back through this last round of coaching opportunities. Scottie's got the goods, man. I was just looking up his wiki to go back because I couldn't remember everything. But at Indianapolis, he was the running backs coach, and that's probably why that stuck in my head the most. He came from Indy to the Lions. He was the offensive coordinator at Maryland before that and the quarterbacks coach. He was the head coach at East Carolina. He was the assistant head coach, the offensive coordinator, and the quarterbacks coach at Duke. And then he was the assistant head coach, offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator, and wide receivers coach prior to that assistant, HC position in 2013. And then with the Steelers, he was the wide receiver coach all the way back from 2010 to 2012, so 14 seasons ago. And then at Duke from 06 to 09, he served 3 different kind of stints there. He was the wide receivers coach. So he really wasn't involved with the wide receivers a whole lot, the last 8-9 years of his career until this year. So he's now getting back into it. But I just wanted to kind of reiterate the fact that, he stated that, he might be on his way out. At least that's the way I took it. So maybe that'll be a hot take video coming up next with Scottie Montgomery. Is he on his way out after this season?
Another one, just when Brad says he was his favorite receiver.
Oh, and big shout out to the Detroit Lions, by the way. You finally got everybody mic'd up. I don't know what it took. I don't know if pigs started to fly over Forward Field or Allen Park or what happened, but finally, after 4 decades, we can finally hear some media guys. So good job. I should probably give them a clap or something, right? Because they're listening, right? No, they're probably not. But we're going to give you a clap anyway.
In the draft, and Ray says he seems like he was born to be a Lion. I'm not sure if they're already fitting him for a gold jacket, but how much pressure does that put on you to get the most out of him and make sure he succeeds?
I'm a football coach. Pressure is, we apply it. We don't feel it. All right. So one of the things about that is that every year, I was asked this question 2 years ago. You feel a tremendous amount of pressure about getting Jahmyr Gibbs, where you guys took Jahmyr, and I really don't. I just feel that every day I have to come in as detailed as I possibly can, and at the end of the day, if the product comes out the way that we know our total organization basically puts the product on the field, it's a tremendous amount of belief in myself, but also belief in the people that are in the building that's going to get this done. Yeah, so don't necessarily feel it.
What's the biggest difference between those 2 rooms? I know it's been pretty early having those guys in, but does anything jump out to you? Just maybe the mentality, just the humor in the room? Is there anything that stands out different about the 2 rooms?
Really not yet. Because I've spent so much time with both of them already, I kind of knew, you know the personalities, what's going on. I think that there is more of an adjustment because there's so many young guys when they come into the room. Now I think that adjustment is crazy. David goes at the young guys really, really quickly. Saint, he leads and he teaches, so that dynamic is a little bit different. But overall, I don't know if I found it out yet. And then ask me in 5 or 6 weeks, I might have a better answer there.
Scottie, with JMO, he was coming into last year, still kind of had to prove it at this level in 1,000-yard season. He did that. What's changes for him coming into a year where he might have that confidence?
I love that comment, Brent. Appreciate it, buddy. He says Brad should kick out all the naysayers and bring in the new media like Will and let the naysayers know. That's hilarious. You know, I love all the Detroit media, and I know all of them try to do their best job, and some of them just can't get out of their same old media. You know, we've got some sums in there, I guess, some same old media that just can't, you know, get out of their own way, and they can't let it die. They just can't. They can't gravitate to this new idea that the Lions can actually be good. I mean, it's like Groundhog's Day for them, I guess. They got to wake up and it's got to be the Lions suck. I don't know. But I appreciate the compliment, man. Oh, shoot. Didn't mean to do that. Hold on.
Good to see most of you guys again. I always like to say that how that works. Even though I was already thrown into it, it's just a little bit different when you're in a wide out room, closer connection, whether it be quarterback, receiver. We're just in the passing game a lot more now. Yeah.
Question about Isaac, another one. Just when Brad says he was his favorite receiver in the draft, and Ray says he seems like he was born to be a Lion. I'm not sure if they're already fitting him for a gold jacket, but how much pressure does that put on you to like get the most out of him and make sure he succeeds?
You know, I'm a football coach. Pressure is, you know, we apply it. We don't feel it. All right. So one of the things about that is that every year, I just feel that every day I have to come in as detailed as I possibly can. And at the end, it's a tremendous amount of belief in myself, but also belief in the people that are in the building that's going to get this done. Yeah. So don't necessarily feel it.
What's the biggest difference between those two rooms? I know it's been pretty early having those guys in, but does anything jump out to you? Just maybe the mentality, just the humor in the room? Is there anything that stands out different about the two rooms?
Really not yet. But, you know, because I've spent so much time with both of them already, I kind of knew, you know the personalities, you know what's going on. I think that there is more of an adjustment because there's so many young guys when they come into the room. Now I think that adjustment is crazy. David goes at the young guys really, really quickly. You know, Saint, he leads and he teaches, and so that dynamic is a little bit different. But overall, I don't know if
I'm glad that I actually screwed up and had to go back and now fast forward because I wanted to make a comment on that. It's like good cop, bad cop, you know, with these guys. It's like David comes in and be's the bad cop. Amon-Ra goes in and be's the good cop. Both coming from a place of love and trying to get these guys trained up. But, you know, David's trying to get these guys set up right away that, hey, you know, this is how things go now that you're in Detroit. I love it. Whatever he's trying to say, right? I think we all get it.
I found it out yet. And then ask me in 5 or 6 weeks, I might have a better answer there.
Scottie, with JMO, he was coming into last year, still kind of had to prove it at this level in 1,000-yard season. He did that. What's changes for him coming into a year where he might have that confidence and that production behind him?
It's already changed. He was here when I got back here. So that's a big deal to me, right? When I came off of the couple-week break we had, JMO was already here, right? In the offseason, I didn't have to call him. Once I got the job, he knew exactly what it was. He just came up just to say hello to me because he knew, you know, what we needed to get done. And then now, 2 days ago or yesterday, I can get my days confused, probably one of the better meetings I've ever seen him in a setting. It was a total offensive meeting where you're talking about the communication level and the questions and the football IQ and the acumen that he was asking questions about is what you really wanted to see. And that's what we got to do. Are we where we want to be? No, we're not there. And I'm not saying that he's showing us something that he's not there, but we're going to take baby steps. If he keeps developing the way he's doing right now, he's going to get to a location that he really, really likes. Really, really satisfied with where he is right now, but we got a long way to go.
We've asked a couple questions about Isaac, but how important was it to get Tim back in the fold and not needing to maybe push a rookie out there before he's fully baked?
Man, it's very, very important that you have someone to learn from, and you have to have someone that can teach, that's not coming from the voice of a coach, someone that's done it, somebody understands the movements, especially of a bigger-bodied receiver, the details that go into our route game that may differ from when you see J-Mo running it versus from Tim running it versus St. Brown running it. You got to have all that in. And then it takes a tremendous amount of stress off of us on game day. I mean, we can throw different people at you right now and feel pretty good about it. Tim has a great background with us. He has a background with Coach Morton, so there's a lot of familiarity there that's helping us. But like you said, Saint does a good job teaching and coaching. Tim does a wonderful job of doing the same, and he has a good understanding of what we want to do offensively. So really, really happy to have him back.
Looks like that location that we really, really good. I mean, I had such a good year last year and such a big play threat for you. What's sort of the next step like on the field for him? Where do you see him growing in that?
So we've seen his best, right? We've constantly seen him grow and seen his best, like games where he has been his best. And, and then we've seen, some situations to where it was good, but it wasn't his best, right? That's where we've grown to now. Now it's just the consistency of seeing his best. Is there a yardage connected to that? For me, no. Is there an attitude connected to that? For me, yes. And that's what we have to look forward to with him.
Scottie, the schedule comes out tomorrow. When it does come out, just curious, do you look at the bye week or Thanksgiving? What do you like to look at when the schedule comes out?
Wow. I don't think I've ever been asked that question, but I'll tell you, the first thing I always look at is the first opponent. I usually don't get past the first opponent. I'll turn my whole offseason into whoever that is. And then maybe there's somebody else on our staff or team that looks beyond that. But for me, I'll be singularly focused on whoever runs out first.
When you were doing your assisting in the scouting process ahead of the draft, what did you like about Dominic?
Oh, I like him a lot. I'll say that. Both of those guys were guys that we were very high on. You guys know, when it comes to me, one of the things that I love is short area quickness, especially with guys in the slot area that have the ability to play on the outside as well. I thought he was very fluent in his routes. His change of direction was really good. He can drop on a dime. His catch radius is much larger than he is, which he becomes quarterback friendly very easy. But
Hey guys, and ladies, what do we call that? A friendly catch radius. What do we call that? Much larger than he is. I want to hear one of these coaches just say the term ape index this season. Not that they don't know what it is, but I've been just pumping my chest about it, all off season here about the ape index. So I'm glad to hear him talking about the catch radius being bigger than what he is. I didn't realize this whole conversation here, a lot of it was about Tesla. I think that towards the end here, they get into a little bit of J-Mo.
the other thing connected to Dominic is that what I didn't know is that he does have the ability to do multiple things. He's not just a slot. He can play inside, he can play outside because of his ability to start and stop so abruptly. And he has a great route tree. So there's a lot that we like about him. There's a lot that we still got to figure out. Right now we're still in shorts and T-shirts. This game changes tremendously when the pads come on, the physicality happens, and I think he'll take the step when that happens as well.
Everything was kind of
right.
hypothetical.
Morton was up next. I'll save that one for later. Probably should have done Morton first because I think that's where the quote was. But anyway, look, Morton and Montgomery both very impressed by the way that by the way that J-Mo has entered this offseason and the offseason training programs and now the OTAs and just getting back into the mix. And I think that it's super important to have a guy like J-Mo that just doesn't take any pressure, right? Don't feel the pressure. Just go in and do your work. Put your head down, do your work. He's going to have to learn how to be one of the leaders on the team. And that's my biggest worry for him is, can he be a leader? Can he actually, be more than a football player and become a leader? I don't know enough about J-Mo personally, and we don't hear enough about him personally. We hear what the media guys write, or see what the media guys write. We hear what the coaches say during the season. But personally, the personal connection, to J-Mo off the field with the fan base or, with the community that he's in, we don't hear enough of it. And I want to see J-Mo step into that limelight a little bit more. Not that he has to. Not every football player has to. It's not It's not a must, being an NFL athlete that you have to do this or that. But I think it would just be a good growth opportunity for J-Mo. On the field, I don't think we're going to have a problem this year. I think that J-Mo is going to be one of the best receivers in the league. And what I really liked about what Scottie was just speaking to was this is a group that, he obviously loves the short area quickness where you've got guys that can play in the slot and then can also go outside. We have a group of guys right now. Every single one of those guys can do that. Maybe not so much Tim Patrick, but Tesla was largely living inside the slot at Arkansas. St. Brown is the slot merchant, as they like to call him. And Khalif Raymond clearly can operate inside the slot. Like I mentioned, Tesla is going to be that guy as well. But you look at Tesla, he can go outside. Amon-Ra can go outside. Tim is on the outside. Khalif Raymond can go on the outside. These guys are so scheme versatile that you can put them anywhere on the field and you can run any route with them. And that's what I appreciate the most about what Brad Holmes has done. Again, the more and more we get into this, right? You get those instant knee-jerk reactions after the draft. Everyone's, or not everyone, but some people, what do we just do? Why didn't we take an edge? Why did we take that receiver? Why didn't we take this one? Why didn't we go out and get this linebacker? Whatever the case may be, whoever you wanted, and maybe it didn't happen. But now you're sitting back, or at least you should be, and you're looking at how this roster is put together, and you should have that aha moment. It's making sense now. It's versatile. It's weaponry. It's backups upon backups. It's future sustainability. And it's time to get right this year in 2025 and finish what was started in 2023. We need to finish. That hump will never be back, off of our backs until we can get past the NFC Championship. And this is going to be the year. I know it's a hard schedule, and I know that it's going to be a tough schedule any which way you slice it, no matter where you play these games. Inside, outside, home, away, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a tough schedule. I feel this team is ready for it, and I feel that this team is built for what they're about to face. This morning on the Rise and Grind Morning Show, most of you were probably there. Sorry, I get the yawns. It seems like every night now at this time. The thing that I highlighted was Terrion Arnold and how he's going to have a breakout season. But go look at the receivers he's got to go against. Him and DJ. The receivers that they're going to be going up against, obviously some of the best in the league. Probably the best in the league. And it's going to be tough. But they're going to get through it. And they're going to get through it because we're a complete team. And that's probably the biggest advantage we have, is that you can look at any side of the football on this team. I don't care what corner you look in. It's complete. The DB room is complete. The linebackers, they're complete. They complement each other. Even though we've got some injuries up front on the D line, it's complete. Offensive line, it's complete twice over. I mean, we've got backups that can probably start. Quarterback room, maybe you could throw another guy in there that is better than Hooker, but it's complete. It's a complete team. And that's what Brad has built. He didn't go heavy at one or two positions, and then they fail, and then you've got to, go back after those positions. No, he struck. They stuck. Those players are working out, and now he's backfilled, and he's went out and added, another first-round pick at a different position in every draft. So it's a complete team, and that is what helps to win football games. The reason why Andy Reid has had the success that he has had is simply because they're building a complete team every year. Excuse me. All right, let's get into this wheel spin for a moment, and then we'll come back. We'll take some questions. I got to get my chat pulled up here. Oh, we got funny boy Rhodey. Says Lions Vikings week 1 Sunday night football. JJ McCarthy and Hutch comeback game. Hey, was that released? So I did a members only post. How many of you raised your hand, saw that post? Anybody see the post yet? I put out the leak of the leak of the leak. They're the leak of the week. I'm sorry. All the leaks that I was given, the confirmation that I had about what the Lions would have for the season. Let me just take a look at it. Holy smokes, I'm tired, man. Let me run through that, then we'll do the wheel spin. So here's the leaks that I had for the schedule. Now, when this was written, and a little over an hour ago, there was no confirmed Detroit Lions game that has officially been leaked yet that I have seen, other than the conversation that I had with the individual that has always helped me out, that has connections. So Lions, according to what this individual heard, which I'm kind of, oh, by the way, Funny Boy Rody, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I don't want to forget that. Appreciate you. So when I seen that, it just made me stop, because I have the Lions opening up on Sunday Night Football against an NFC North opponent. I just don't know who it is. The intel went that far and then stopped. I don't know who the opponent is. The primetime games, from what I heard, the Lions are going to have 2 Monday night games, 2 Sunday night games, and obviously Turkey Day. Now, those games are speculated to be this: the home versus the unknown. I don't know. On Monday Night Football, they're going to have a home game. I don't know against who yet. We'll find out tomorrow, most likely, unless I hear something tomorrow. The away game has been speculated to be at the Rams on Monday Night Football. That's crazy, but I love it. Sunday Night Football, we've got away at the Eagles in a primetime matchup that could put, your NFC Championship or NFC opponents in that are going to be battling for the NFC together on Sunday night. And then home versus unknown, which is to open the season. So 1 away and 1 home on Sunday night and Monday night. Monday night away versus the Rams. Sunday night is the away game versus the Eagles. None of this is concrete. These are just rumors from a source. Now, get this. An extra prime game on Thursday night was flirted, he said, before Thanksgiving. And then it was walked back, possibly giving the Lions a later bye week before Turkey Day. Now, if we go back and look at the last few Turkey Days, the biggest complaint that I've always had is that the Lions play like 3 games in less than 21 days, or 19 days at one point, I think. That's way too much football and no rest. And it might even have been 4 games in 21 days. Now I'm going to have to go back and look at the schedule. But it was a lot of games, no time off. I've always said, give them a later bye week, and that's just the bye week that they get no matter what, whether it's before or after Turkey Day. And then the game before or after should be a Thursday night game. And then I get this for intel that it's possible that they were going to get a Thursday night game before Thanksgiving, but then they didn't get it for whatever reason. But the reason could be, and what I wouldn't be surprised about, is if that bye week is going to end up right there, which would really help the Lions. They had a really early bye week last year. So if they get a late bye week this year, I think that is going to help them immensely to get healthy for a late season run. So again, thank you, Funny Boy Rody. Good reminder for me too, man. Appreciate it. Open the season hunting bear. Hey, I'm all good. If it's, the Bears or the Vikings, I could really care less. Bring them. Bring it. I'd love to see the Bears. I don't think, I mean, do you really think it's going to happen? The Bears? Because of the whole Ben Johnson vibe? And did we have the Jets on the schedule too, don't we? I'm pretty sure we do. Thought we did. We probably don't. I don't think we do this year. No, but that would have been crazy if we had the Jets on the schedule this year. And the Bears, right? That would have been nuts. It would have been fun. I mean, obviously that's made for NFL TV, right? That's what it's all about. So back to JMO, and then let's do this wheel spin. So according to an article that came out earlier by Chris Schad, Montgomery said that he's really, really satisfied with where JMO was, entering the season, and that the football IQ, the communication, all massive improvements, which tells me, or hopefully tells us, that JMO's been taking this offseason extremely serious, and he's getting ready to dominate this season. And you've got to give the Lions a reason to pay you a big contract. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night. So we're going to have, obviously, Corey Besh will be on tomorrow for his first live reaction, not only as a Lions fan, but as a Lions family. That his brother's, the 196th pick overall in the 2025 NFL draft for the Detroit Lions, Ahmed Hassanin, and now he gets to do his first reaction with us, and I'm interested to see what he thinks. New fan, love it, and make sure you welcome him in with big open arms whenever you get a chance, right? So let's do the wheel spin. You guys have been waiting long enough. Let's just get it done. And again, about $390 raised for Rockhound Cancer Foundation with this raffle that we did here. Oh, that doesn't look right. Hold on. We can make it look better than that. All right, Kirby Joseph signed football certificate of authenticity provided to you by Pro Sports Zone. They sponsored this football for you guys this year and for Rockhound Cancer Foundation. Can't thank John Yu enough for all of his support, and big time sponsor and friend of the show. Obviously, really love what he does. So do us a favor when you want to buy something: Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers, Pistons, whatever it is, Panthers, Red Wings, U of M, MSU. I mean, you name it. It's at Pro Sports Zone in Livonia. He's got 2 giant stores just loaded wall to wall with anything that you could ever dream of. Please visit John Yu at Pro Sports Zone out in Livonia, and tell him Rockhound, tell him Will sent you. Maybe he'll give you a little discount. I don't know. I'm sure he will. He'll give you something. All right, so let's do this, man. Look at all those names. Look at all those names. That is a ton of names for this football. I'm going to give it a good shuffle here. But in order to do that, I've got to pick out somebody to call the shuffle. Someone's got to cut the deck. And I'm just going to go to the first name that I see in the chat once I get it open here. Thought I had it open. All right. And that name is Maureen. So, Maureen, please tell me how many times you'd like me to shuffle the deck. What's happening, Dale? Casey? Kevin Barr's in the house. Michael Garrity. All right, 9 times. We're going to shuffle the deck 9 times. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we're going to spin to win. Congratulations to the winner who's going to win. And here we go. And the winner is Brent Lighton. Congratulations, Brent. Man, you put a ton of energy and money into this year's raffles. And you know what? It couldn't go to a better supporter of Rockhound Cancer Foundation and Rockhound Detroit Lions. So congratulations, Brent. Appreciate you and everybody else that donated on this wheel and everybody that helps this channel and of course, Rockhound Cancer Foundation. You guys are absolutely incredible. Appreciate you a ton. So congrats, man. He says he just did a dance for joy. Yeah, all that money just paid off, man. You put a lot of tickets into this year's raffles for the draft, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So again, thank you to everybody that has been a part of the draft day raffles. This one we had to hit that reserve, and we finally hit it quickly, and then you guys went way past it. So good work. Holy cow, did I just see what is going on here? A 19-year-old kid is rocking 108 mile an hour exit velocity. Good night. Detroit Tigers prospect? I might have to start getting back into baseball, man. I miss baseball. All right, so what else is on the docket tonight? We got a few more minutes I can spend. Oh, that was off the bat. I thought they were talking about his speed, off the mound. It was just a headline that came through. And it looks like someone's already trying to trade you. Casey wants to trade you something, Brent. That's between you guys. You figure that out. I'm sending the football to Brent. So that's where that's going. Anyway, so to kind of round out tonight, let me just take a quick peek at what's going on in Detroit Lions land. There's a couple more things I wanted to talk about, and we're going to skate out of here. All right, so Lions added another tryout player from the rookie mini camp. They did waive an offensive lineman, so this is some news earlier today. And there's a new defensive end, or one of the defensive ends that was in for a tryout that they really liked. So after inking deals on Monday with Luke Deal out of Auburn, wide receiver Malik Taylor out of Ferris State, and defensive lineman Raekwon Williams from Michigan State. Williams actually a really good football player. I'm surprised he was a UDFA, but it is what it is. He's got a shot now. The Lions on Tuesday night, tonight, signed defensive end Keith Cooper Jr. out of Houston to their active roster. So this is an interesting move for the Detroit Lions to put this guy onto the active roster right away. That means they love what he's doing. So in a corresponding move, the Lions ended up waiving offensive lineman Lee Fontenot, who was brought in as a UDFA and was waived. So Keith Cooper, my mouse is trying to die on me. Keith Cooper is now on the Detroit Lions active roster for right now. So big news for Detroit tonight. We've got another defensive end that we might just fall in love with, or he could be a practice squad guy, at the end of the season. End of camp is what I mean there. Strength of schedule. We were talking about the schedule, which we're going to get into more of tomorrow night. But I've read where they're already saying that the Lions have the third hardest schedule on the docket. And look, I'm not surprised. And it's hard to find some wins here. And tomorrow night when you join us, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a giveaway. I might do a giveaway tomorrow. We'll see what I can come up with. But I'm still waiting on some things to show up. I don't know why they're not here yet. And as far as coffee, I think that I'm late on one coffee delivery. Beans went up $4 a pound, which is crazy, crazy numbers. I guess tariff even hit my coffee. So I'm still waiting on beans to show up too. As soon as they come in, I might just have to send out a double box. Let's see, what else? There was a contract issue. A former Detroit Lion All-Pro is what the headline said. And it was Ndamukong Suh that says that there was a contract dispute that is the reason why he wanted to leave Detroit back in the day. And when we lost Ndamukong Suh, of course we knew it was going to be about money. He was moving on to be the highest paid defensive tackle in the game. He had 8.5 sacks, 21 tackles for loss, earned an All-Pro, first-team honors for 2 years, straight, 2 consecutive seasons. And that is, why he was looking for big money, left for Miami. And the reason why this came up is talking about Trey Hendrickson and how he finds himself in a similar situation and how Hendrickson is responsible for a league-leading 17.5 sacks and an all-pro first team and a second-place finish in the Defensive Year of the Voting award. And now he has to face this issue with his own team. And I know that there's been, a lot of clickbait bull crap out there talking about trade now, possibly the Lions trading for him and, he's coming to Detroit and all this other crap. It's not happening. We spent very little bit of time on this morning. Trey Hendrickson is not going to be a Detroit Lion simply because we can't afford to pay him. It's not that he's not a good football player. It's not that he wouldn't fit very well on this football team. I think that he would. But this is clearly about the money, and he wants to get paid, and he should get paid. And matter of fact, the Cincinnati Bengals are really screwing this up. But you know what? It's their team, and they're going to have to live and die by the decisions they make. This is a bad decision. Whatever it takes to get Trey and keep Trey, at least for this season, I'm sure that somebody would be willing to pick up his salary next year, and it wouldn't cost you very much in a trade. But J.J. Watt also tuned in on this, and he said, I assume that it went something like this. Last offseason, quote, we don't want to do a deal now, but we'll make you right next offseason and get it done early. Player has a great season. This offseason, lowball offer and or crickets. Pay a fair price early or pay top dollar. That's your choices, right? That's what J.J. Watt says. You either pay the man now, top price, or last year, you probably could have cut a better deal. And so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because of another thing that's been flying around. And for some reason, Lions fans are all pissed off at Brad Holmes for paying our guys. And I'm sitting back and I'm looking at this, and then I'm reading like what J.J. Watt's saying and what Ndamukong Suh is saying, that, man, it's exactly the right move for what Brad is doing right now. You've got some great football players that are playing lights out. Are you going to sit here and wait and wait and wait to sign these guys? Or are you going to take the first opportunity to where, yeah, you're probably going to sign them to a deal that could be the highest deal for that position at that moment or very close to it. But you know what's going to happen next year? That contract's going to be usurped by another deal that's going to be even bigger. And if your player goes out and has the same or better season that they just had, that player's now going to deserve that money. Or maybe deserves the wrong word. They're going to request that money. And they're going to get that money from somebody. So stop the BS with Brad Holmes. The guy in his team, it's not just Brad making all the decisions, right? He said that in that funny video that we played this morning. But I'm sure he is involved in a lot of the financial decisions that go on. But there's an entire financial team that does this, and a lot of these people, from what I understand, not only have law degrees, but, CPAs and, they know their stuff, man. They know dollars and cents really well. And there's a reason why they are proffering things to Brad to say, look, you do it now, it costs this. It saves you this down the line. You can fit a couple more players in just with the savings alone. They may be the bottom, 5 guys on your roster, but you know what? You need those guys. You need that money to sign those guys. And there's a reason why Brad's doing it, and it's for this reason right here. You don't want to be in a contentious, situation with a player that is, one of your top athletes, one of your top football players, one of your leaders, and be in a situation like this. Because it'll detract from the team. Either the team will start to have an issue with him, or he won't be, as welcomed when he comes back. It could cause some rifts in the locker room, and it's unintentional by the player. The players do what he's due, and it's time for the Bengals to either shit or get off the pot. I mean, I don't know another way to say it. I can't sugarcoat that one. Trey deserves what he deserves. But he's not going to become a Detroit Lion, and it's not because I don't want him here. I would love to see Trey in the Honolulu Blue. I think it would be a match made in heaven. But now we have, some great options all over this team, and Brad's doing it right. And I think that some people just can't accept the fact that Brad's doing it right. And they can't accept the fact that we go and win a lot of football games after trashing Brad all offseason. And next season, they want to try to be right about something. And they're not right again. And so they trash Brad again. And then we go win some football games. And they're enjoying the season. And then they go right back to trashing Brad again. Because of whatever reason, they think one position saves the team when it doesn't. I mean, how many different football players did we lose last year? How many different positions? Go look at all the injuries we had. It was not just one area. It was one area for the beginning. It was the defensive line, but then it spread, all around on the defense. So thank goodness Brad's doing it the right way, because if we ever get into a situation like this with one of our guys, that could derail an entire season or two, and you just don't want to see that happen. So I'm glad that we are where we are, and we have a lot more money. The Lions have a lot more money in salary cap than most teams. So how does Brad do it, right? How is he able to do it? He's smart. They're all smart at what they're doing. You don't hand out some of the largest contracts in NFL history and still have, what do we have right now? Like 35, 40 million, something like that. I haven't even looked lately. Let's take a look on Spotrac or Spotrac, whatever you guys want to call it. You kidding me? We still have 42.5 million. We have the third most cap space in the league right now. I mean, it's enough to sign everybody, right? Or anybody, I should say, not everybody. It's enough to sign anyone. And I think that's, again, why some fans get all hot and bothered, because they look at this number and they're like, we got the money. Why can't we go get them? Because it's not about this year. And matter of fact, I'm willing to bet a large portion of that $42.5 million is going to get rolled into next year to cover a lot of Jared Goff's salary. That's about the only way you can make that happen. So we have $20 million in dead cap this year, which is 19th. So they're doing a good job there too. That number can't continue to go up. It can't. And that's exactly why Zadarius Smith was released, because the dead cap number, being at the 19th best in the league, can't continue to go up. Because if it does, and you start to get a little bit more upside down, that's when bad things happen. When I look at next season, just to start next season right now, you guys don't want to hear this number. We are negative 27.9 million. That's not good. Now, it's showing no dead cap right now, but we are negative 27 million against the current roster. So when you take that 45 million and you roll it over into next year, that gives the Lions about 18 million to start the year. So really you have 18 million right now. That's it. You don't have 42 and a half. You have 18. Now, will the cap go up? It will. But there's a lot of other things that are going to happen between now and next year. And there's some more dead cap that's going to hit next year that's not being allocated. So honestly, we probably have $0 if you think about it. That was really my last topic of the day. So, Kevin Barr, I think you're saying that you want to get Goff to restructure. I wouldn't put it past him. I would not put it past him if Goff restructured to do what's right for this team, and a lot of good football players will, a lot of quarterbacks will to help the team. So we'll see what happens. The Ronin99 says, I think that they should try and package Clowney and Smith. Which Smith? Which Smith are we talking about? And Clowney the Clown, ain't no way in hell he's going to come to Detroit. He is not a fit at all. I mean, at all. It's not that he's not even a cheap option. We would bring Zadarius Smith back before we bring Clowney into the deal. I guarantee that. Not sure what you mean by maneuver contracts around, but not sure what you mean by that. There's a lot of ways that you can maneuver with the contracts, but a lot of that happens at the very beginning. I mean, then you can start to convert to signing bonuses, right? You can start to convert some money to signing bonuses, and then that'll alleviate, the big cap hit. You can stretch it out over a few more seasons, depending on what's already in their contract. That's probably what you're going to see happen with Jared Goff next year, is they're going to convert some of that to a signing bonus and stretch it out. I can almost guarantee it. Depending on what happens with, with what we have left for cap this year. So, no updates on Za'Darius. Look, the last word that we had is, like Brad said, they left it amicable to where if Z's getting some attention and he's getting close to signing with a team, that they're going to contact Brad or whoever the contact is first in Detroit, and then they're going to figure out what they want to do at that point. Is there a reason or a need to bring him in? Are they willing to spend the money? What are they going to do about the roster that they currently have? I feel that it's best for Z to kind of just sit and wait right now. Why rush to get into camp? Stay healthy. Stay ready to go. You know how to practice. I mean, they've been doing this. He's been doing this for more than 10 seasons. He knows how to practice. Just stay ready. Stay fit. Someone's going to get injured somewhere, and then that's probably where he's going to end up. Hopefully that's not Detroit, and I don't mean that because I don't want to see him back. I just don't want to see any injuries. I'm hoping that our guys stay healthy, so I'm not even going to put that out there. And like you, Michael Garrity, I feel the same way about Ahmed already, even though I haven't seen anything yet. Just the vibes that I'm getting from talking with Corey, and the more and more I go back and watch Boise stuff, like tonight I'm going to spend probably a good half hour watching some Boise football games. I kind of get them little goose pimples, man, all over the place when I see him come flying off the edge. He's just so damn fast. Love it. Really, really love it. So I can't wait to see more. So that's it for tonight. You guys are great. We'll see you more at night. We're going to have some more night shows right back here tomorrow night doing the schedule release. So bring everybody. Tell everyone to show up. And I'm probably going to break it open with the phone lines. I'm going to have to screen it, but I'll break open the phone lines. I got to go find my cord. I should be able to find it tonight. And I'm going to see if we can take a couple of questions for Corey. And I'm starting with members. So if you are a member or a mod and a member, you're going to be able to ask questions first. That's just the way that it is. That's part of the deal here. So if you want to ask questions first, you can either email them in to me or you can jump on the phone line tomorrow night. So that's it for tomorrow. Ornery UVM Dad tomorrow. I think it's set for 7:30, but that time is in flux, meaning I could go on at 7. I could go on at 6:30. I know that the Lions start their program at 7:45. They're actually doing a release party. I am probably going to bring that in so that we'll be able to watch and listen to some of that too as the schedule is getting released. So that'll be tomorrow night. Just pay attention. When we go live, we're live. But I can't give away, all the goodness because another channel's try to jump in front of you just because. So you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Go Lions. Go and Pride. Take care.
Yeah, 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Hey, can y'all hear me out there? Hey. Against all odds. Against all odds. Against all odds.